What is up, buds? Welcome to WeeD&D, the pot-positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but you can call me Bam. I am just thrilled to be back, guys. We are rocking our fantastic 14th episode of WeeD&D. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers and people that have just been with us from the beginning. We love you guys. Seriously, we have absolute love for each and every one of you. This has just been, as this project kind of grows and everything, it's just, we've started reaching out and connecting with some really awesome people, and I just want to double down on my belief that the D&D community is one of the best communities that I have ever been a part of. People are starting to reach out in really cool and awesome ways, and almost everybody's been really supportive. So thank you to everybody who's reached out. A special shout out to D&D 420. Jimmy and those guys over there are just always offering all kinds of support, and it's just a pleasure to bounce stuff off them. So definitely go check out the D&D 420 podcast. It is fantastic. Hashtag not a sponsor. Man, let's see. We've been, dealing with our tech stuff. We can't wait to bring this show to you the right way when we can get all these sexy bodies in the studio and punch you in the face with the full WeeD&D experience. But until then, man, this has just been a treat, and we look forward to it every week. So thank you for being one of the best parts of our week. We love bringing this thing to you. Shoot, Isaac, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to keep this action going just a little bit longer.
Oh, man, yeah, Isaac's got Lucille, man. You don't want to know what he's doing to it. All right. It's going to get a fresh clean, that's for sure. All right, guys, well, I can't hold them back anymore. I love this cast so much. They are the best thing about what we do, and I can't wait to bring them to you. Let us say a combined hello to the cast of WeeD&D, starting with one of my favorite humans in the world, with her cute little yellow bow. Brenna girl, how you doing?
Hey, buds, it's Brunor, and I'm sweating like a sea elf in church. I gotta figure out what's going on here. But I love you, buds, and I'm having so much fun, and that means I just need to pass this guy over to Abadiah. Yo, you look so cute with your bow and your bog. So cute, everybody's so cute. Oh, I'm just happy to be here. Let's get this show on the road. Abby Dandy, Tynna Smooth Hands, passing it on to Drew.
Ooh, thanks, baby girl. Cheers. What's up, buds? Drew, Thoricus Onyxart in the motherfucking house, ready to fuck shit up with y'all. Funny hats, fucking great friends. Speaking of friends, best friend. Come on, man, best friend. Passing it on to you, bud.
Hey, thank you there, best friend. What's up, buds? Welcome back. Jake Taylor here again as Riel Othervon, the dainty Victorian arcane trickster rogue. Oh, my. I don't know about y'all, but that damn piano's been stuck in my head all week. Let's have some fun adventures to get that same song out of our head. And until then, Gus, take us home. I remembered.
Yeah, making pancakes, making Jake and pancakes. Thanks for the intro, bro. This is Gus, Two Blunts Langley. Tonight I'm gonna be playing Divit, and Divit is one bad motherfucker. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about Divit. Yo, passing it back to Bam, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this show on the road.
Oh, pulling us out of the void of the magical ethernets. I would like to bring us to our starting ritual that we love. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter. Mine, in this case, has a little pickle on it. Take that lighter, make sure you're not going to light anything, your friends, your family, your pets, on fire, and then we're going to hold that up in front of us and go, lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D, guys.
WeeD&D, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeD&D.
All right. If you'll please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they found themselves transported to the Shadowfell, Plane of Shadows, which exists as an echo of the prime material plane of existence that houses the world of Everendale. where our tale takes place. As the inherent insanity of the realm of shadows assaulted the minds of Rial, Brunor, and Thoricus, Tynna Smoothhands found a new route for her divine magics, answering the call from the nature and life goddess Chauntea and accepting her life domain. Her half-brother Divit, too, received calls from powers beyond, but this power was of a much different form. The visage of death himself reached out to the mind of Divit, offering him promises of power to defeat the oncoming storm and sorrow. All of this made possible by the strange prophet Amon Shar, who claimed to be the leader of the citizens of the Shadowfell, the Shadarkai, and summoned the five from the void and told them of Sithis' plan to break the cycle known as the Shekinda prophecy. All right, guys. You hear the booming words of the voice that's taken over Divit's frame. The dispossessed, shall they be forever? You see a great burst of dark light and clouds emanate from the frame of Divit. You see him standing, 10 feet tall against the dark cobblestone backdrop of this church existing in the Shadowfell. You look up in the roof and still see the splintered wood where you fell through and landed in, the chittering of the dark shadow spiders that ran away from this display of dark magics, hiding in the corners, whimpering, hiding behind the pianos and up in the dark corners. All of you, except for Tynna, are kind of in this wave of dark energy that's just blowing through your mind, almost reminding you of when you teleported to that dark plane. The wind blowing in your hair, and you feel all the clothing and everything pushing back like a great force is pushing upon you. Tynna, you stand looking forward and you see the swelling clouds just spilling out in your direction. But just as they reach you, you hold out your flower. You see as the curling shadows begin to peel and twist away, the light of the clouds that washes over you begins to change to a yellow and golden light that starts swirling around you. Your eyes flash golden for an instant, and in the void of your mind, you see a great field of wheat blooming from within it, large, the size of a tree. The giant green twisted stem of a rose, not yet bloomed. And as it reaches the sky, you see the sun gently caressing its face. And the flower opens. You see the sun begins to fade. The flower wilts and dies. And as it falls to the ground, it begins to turn into fertilizer. And you see 3 new flowers grow anew. Once more, the light of the sun giving life to the plants. They bloom, emerge victorious and beautiful. And in the natural passage of time, as the sun fades, you see the roses die once more. You see the great balance. Something kept from your mind when you were a trickery cleric, always looking for advantage and opportunity, whereas now you see that spectrum of life and death. Suddenly, your vision clears, and you look forward, the clouds still pushing toward you, but not at you, just around your waist, as you are almost propelled forward with your flower. You see Divit floating 5 feet in the air, his frame 10 feet tall with this giant red mask, the visage of death itself. He summons, you feel the energy casting off, but you are able to push right through it. You feel that bubble pushing against you as you move forward. The energies of you and your half-brother, now cosmically aligned. What do you do?
First, I look down at my shield, and I see the spider web attached to the front of it, covering what was the idol of my previous god, Tharizdun.
Yes, the great gauntlet, the golden gauntlet you've summoned as a spiritual weapon before, blazoned on the shield, now covered with this big splat of spider webs.
I wish to attach the rose I hold in my hand to the front of the shield to represent my new goddess.
I love it. So yes, you, in this moment, standing there before Divit, you holding your rose out, seeing this cloud of shadow push out and consume the room and your allies, you find this comfort, this peace, and this new energy that flows through your body. An energy you're not quite familiar with, that reaches you in places your old magics did not. And you, in that moment, hold your shield forward. The symbol of Tharizdun now covered by this unnatural web. And, remember, it pulsed with kind of a black energy of the Shadowfell. And as you set the flower in the center, you see the webs grow over it. And then a soft yellow light washes over the webs. And you see them set into the decoration of the metal itself. No longer a physical object, but the webbing across the shield is now set into the metal itself and emblazoned across the center, like covering up a bad tattoo. You have this giant flower, the symbol of Chauntea, your new god.
Nice. Can Divit speak in this state that he's in?
Alright, so... Go ahead.
Go for it.
Sorry. Alright, so I look all scary, but the spiders have backed off now, and it's a really intense moment. And I look at everybody, and I've got this crazy, scary look on my face, but then I'm just like, woo! Yo! Whoa!
All right, so out of stepping out of a magic costume almost, you see this big giant cloaked figure with the mask of death, and then slipping out the bottom of it, like two midgets inside of a trench coat. He poops out the bottom, and he
Like a hot
lands
dog.
down, and you see the mask and the shadow visage fade away, and Divit standing there, consumed by this magical energy that overtook him there for a second, stands before you.
How crazy was that?
Now, I'm not stupid, so I recognize that there's a darkness within Divit now, and I've lived my life with this trickery domain, and I'm used to not living in the shadows, but I've stepped into this life domain, and I'm sort of accepting. I'm getting used to not living in the darkness as I was used to, and I see that Divit is leaning in to the darkness, and it's not good, and I'm worried.
Yes, Tynna, this shift in your brother worries you a bit only because you know he shares blood with Shren. And you watched as your father, Shren Oldbuck, took great pleasure in manipulating and causing pain to others, seemingly casting off any judgment to what he was doing, thinking only of himself, profit, gain, power. And so as you look at this, Divit trying to bypass it with humor, as he so oft has done before, you feel the calling of his birthright a little bit in his words, and yes, absolutely feel that fear.
I reach out to Tynna and I put my hand on her shoulder, and it actually it hurts me a little bit to do so. It's like a growing pain. The closer I get to it, not too much to keep me from doing it. I'm not injured, but it's unpleasant. But I want to do it anyway, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm just look, I knew that my sisters and my friends were going to be worried about me. But I'm stronger than you think I am.
Divit, we need
and
to.
Everything's going to be fine.
Dude, we know that.
Divit, we need to have an actual conversation.
Yeah,
Well,
all of
let's
us.
do it
right now.
outside of this church. Let's do it
Yeah.
outside of this church where these speed rays
Yeah.
are, my friends.
Yeah, you all
Yeah.
start feeling that same kind of dark, cold wind. Where? In the back of your mind.
Let us
you
seek
know,
a
that
different
same madness is
congregation.
trying to get at you once more.
Yeah, and I want to go find Lucille, if that's possible, because that's.
So
I
yeah,
miss
the
her.
last time, Thoricus, that you saw Lucille, you had thrown it to try to break that crystal in the pocket dimension that you were summoned from, to go go into the book, and then you came to this church. So as far as you're just like trying to like, man, where would that even be? You don't really know, where she's at right now.
All right, well, I quit. Have a nice game, guys.
Oh.
It's
Roll
Thorkis.
your character, bro. I basically just killed him.
Thorkis,
Thorkis.
is that statue of you around here? I was fucking high, but
It's in the mirror.
Yeah.
I
in
mean,
the
I don't
mirror?
know. Like,
Actually, this is a point of clarification that I owe you. I accidentally said mirror instead of window. You should have seen me while I watched the episode this week, screaming at myself. You said mirror, and now he thinks it's a mirror, like an idiot. So yes,
you did say
DMs
at
do
one
make
point that I was
mistakes sometimes,
looking
guys.
out the window.
I was referencing, and I'll ping it right here. This is a window, not a mirror. Yes, the statue is actually outside of the church. So
Hell yeah.
it's
Hell
it's
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a path that goes around.
Oh yeah.
Now Thorkis,
yeah.
did you told the group about it, right? Is that
I did.
yes? So
I said there's a.
everybody knows about
It was a real quick explanation because you gave me 6 seconds.
Yeah.
it. Kind of a jerk.
Can I go get that for you, bud? Can I get that for you, best friend? I'm pretty fast. You don't believe how fast I am.
shall we go stand in the shadow of our mighty warlord friend?
I-
Let's go check it out.
Oh my god. Okay, well, you guys
Wait,
all
no, that
do
means
it.
we have to go back in the.
Eh.
We're still in the
Yeah.
church. It's just outside the window, and it looks
We have
much
to go-
nicer on the other side of the window.
Well,
There's a
let's
sea
go
of
out.
graves,
All right,
a
yeah,
statue
yeah.
of
Let's go
me.
look at it.
Let's
So yeah,
go.
do you guys want to? Do you want to like look through the window, or do you want to like walk around and go up to the statue itself?
Why don't we
wanna
look
walk
through the
around.
window first, so you guys
Can I
can make
just-
your own.
Can I jump
wanna
through the
walk around.
window and then we can
Going.
just walk through that way?
I go, I leave, I walk, I go.
Bye.
Yeah, everybody can do whatever they want. So who's going where?
I'm going down to go outside to go around and check out this statue right in my face.
All right, Brunor, just so you know right now, as you step out and down the cobblestone steps of the church, you see the same thing that the others have seen before. It looks like there's like a filter, like a film of black energy before you. But about 5 feet in front of you, you feel like you could walk through it and be on the other side. And on the other side, you see this green, lush hillside before you. And off to the far right, this is the first time you've walked outside. Off to the far right, you see these great green mountains looming in the distance. And as you see, the shadowy influence stops just near the base itself. But it looks like, it's the road similar to the one that you guys had traveled, seems to go on outside unaffected by this realm of shadow. So yeah, as you like walk out, you kind of notice that there.
Dope.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That
All right, I
doesn't
take
look
note of
like
that.
where the
Let's go in my
axe is, though.
pocket. Here I go. Boop, boop. Here I go. Boop, boop, boop. Walking over.
So Brunor, as you make your end around the side of this church here and look forward, you see this giant statue. Again, this dark draconic helm sits atop the obvious frame of Thorkis Onyxheart. You see this black spiked armor, and he holds in his hands the exact same axe you've seen, Lucille the Fury, with the great etchings of the winged bird on the heft of the blade. And underneath, you see the plaque that reads Thorkis, the Blightbringer. But it seems exquisitely carved, like the attention to detail. You even notice like scars that are present on Thorkis' face are also etched into this marvelously crafted stone statue. You would have to wager, based on what you know, that this is dwarven made.
Cool.
Did I make my own
Excellent.
statue?
Gnarly.
It's like I'm the only
This
dwarf
is
anyone
pretty dope.
knows.
So Rial, you're peeking out the window, and you kind of see Brunor just walking around outside. What did you want to do, bud?
I turn and wave at Rial in the window.
So, if it's doable,
Just
I'm not a
jump
very
through it.
charismatic guy. Yeah, can I jump through the window
jump
Leon
through it.
Kennedy style and meet her
Yep.
out there?
Yeah. If it is a glass
And it's
window, so
Chris
if you wanna,
Redfield, just so
it's
you
kind
know.
of- some of the glass is broken stuff, so if you want to like bust out the glass and kind of awkwardly climb over, you can. If you want to do like cool adventurer jump out the window, you're gonna have to give me an acrobatics check.
Sure, I'll do that.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that doesn't backfire.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
yourself on some glass.
Well,
ain't
that'll
gonna.
just be that'll be funny harm.
Could you imagine?
He's got temporary hit points. He's good.
Yeah,
Rial
Those
died.
I've got
You
10
don't
hit
even
points to blow.
Yeah. It's like, who cares? Those don't even mind.
Fine.
Like,
How did Real die? Tetanus.
I tried to jump through a window.
he was actually anemic, and we had no idea.
All right, well,
Poison.
so you have a plus 7 to yours there, so with that 10 you get a 17 Real. That is definitely good enough. You know, Bruno, as you wave at Real, you see this look cover across his face, and he disappears from sight for a moment, and then you just hear like, and the glass breaks, and you see Real land in a perfect roll and tumble, leaping up to action, standing at the ready. It's a little strange. Real, you look over at Bruno, who's, you know, waving at you. You also notice the statue, but then you let your vision kind of like pass behind it, and you see this great sea of tombstones.
I didn't do
Like
that.
the waves of an ocean. You even see some different massive gravestones smashing into other ones as broken pieces of rock fall into this gray and black floating mass of gravestones. You've never seen anything like this before, but you just another one of those mad incarnations of the Shadowfell, just a bit of spectacle to show you how far away you are from your prime-material plane of existence. This surges in the back. You feel, again, terror crawling around all around you. Even the grass, it seems the roots grow fast enough where it tries to wrap and grab at your feet. You're constantly ripping your feet off of these roots that seem to try to grab and hold you in place.
Okay. Yeah, this place sucks.
Put it. Guys, come out here.
All right.
Oh, okay. And the window is open now and broken?
So yeah, there's a broken window. You can go whatever way you want. You do notice, like I said, the spiders are still there, but they don't want none. They were terrified.
No, they don't.
By the display of power from Divit. So
Yeah.
you can go however you want.
I'm just gonna go out the regular way.
Yeah. So
Around
Tynna, you had seen that same bubble before. You were the first one to actually witness it, and you notice, as you kind of step down here out of the bottom of the steps, that just a sheer few feet away, you take your hand and walk up, just questioningly for a moment, feeling that call of this beautiful green hill landscape in front of you. Feeling that nature call of life and energy. You put your hand outside for a moment, and you feel the hot red sun still frozen in place, like it has been for weeks, and you feel it warm on your hand, as opposed to the cold, dark air that surrounds you in the Shadowfell. So yeah, you pull your hand back, take note, and walk your way around. Divit, Thorkus, what are you guys doing?
On the way out, I look over at Thorkus and I'm like, that statue has you thinking that your future's set in stone, my friend, but you can do whatever you want. It doesn't mean anything.
Nothing can
And then I
stop.
step out.
I'm all the way up.
Wow.
All right, so Divit, you guys want to join the rest of the group?
I do, but I'm going through the window.
All right. It's already broken, so you don't have to
That's
manage
my
it
best
or anything.
friend.
It's strong
Best
enough.
friend style.
You just
Them
hop
Duke
up.
is red at the can. Hood
Alright.
sliding and shit.
All right, so yeah, there you
Well,
guys
stop.
stand. You
Sleeveless.
see the void, the ocean of gravestones in the background. You see a great black swirling cloud, reminiscent of the several times that dark magic has reached before you, when it turned to Caius, when you saw Synthesis the first time. You see that same growing purpley, black cloud, crackling purple lightning off in the distance, spreading. But it does seem, like I said, you can kind of see it outline along the base of the mountain. It seems like it's, the prophet Aman Shar had mentioned that the Shadowfell was seeded in your reality. So it doesn't, it seems like perhaps it is a direct, it exists almost, if you think of it, like a laminate over the top of your reality. And for some reason, these cosmic magics that are occurring are starting to fracture that balance.
Well, hey, I don't know if I can do that again. So we should keep on the move.
So I just take the axe, and then we just go.
If that's what you want, if you want to take this axe, take it.
It's not the axe that you deserve, but it's the axe that we have right now.
I'm with it. I completely agree with that statement.
All right, so for a moment, Dorcas takes the stage. You see him start walking up. And as you approach this great, 10, 15 foot tall statue, 10 foot tall of you, 5 foot tall statue block, you start walking forward, and all of you start feeling that claw, the laughter, the chittering, the mad torture of the brain. And Thorcus, as you reach closer and closer to it, it grows louder in your mind. You hear it just booming. You feel that same swirling black energy as your hand moves forward. You take another step. You feel almost a strange magnetic pull. Latches your hand onto the blade of the axe. It's sitting as part of this statue, and you start pulling it toward you with your immense strength. And as you pull, small pieces of black rock start falling off. You hear a crack, a great crumble, as the entire weight of the axe starts pulling away from the statue. You see, pull it out of the rock. The placard that reads the Blightbringer flies off in the distance from the display of strength. And you're holding in your hand a metal axe.
Oh.
The blade of it is this onyx black.
Oh, like my name.
And you see it. And then as you move it around, you see it moves with the same speed of Lucille. Like, yes. You feel like being connected with your friend once more. And then you swing it once more, and as you start to heft it to put it behind you, you see the black rock form around your hand. And then it stops. So, Drew, you now have Lucille the Blightbringer. That's your new weapon. She operates the same +1 great axe, but you cannot put it down.
Well, at least I'll never lose her again.
Can we call her Two Seal?
Oh. I love it.
Yeah.
New seal.
So, yes, Drew, so it is still the same axe. The stats all still function as a +1 great axe. It is, however, cursed. And so either you would need to find somebody that has a remove curse spell, or just deal with the fact that, you never really wanted to set her down anyway. But now, this black magic rock, black onyx rock, has connected the heft of this very dark, shadowy-looking axe. But she moves the same. You feel, yes.
That'll work.
Swings your hand dexterously. You
So,
all,
do
for
I-
a moment, kind of look on, and you see Thoricus as the magic roots over his fist, and kind of the whole image of this sea of tombstones behind him. You see a little gleaming of light, and out of the corner of your eye, you look down, and it's that placard on the ground. Thoricus, the Blightbringer. It's all of you.
I'll tell you guys what. At least none of us are boring. Am I right?
Right.
There's actually been a sixth guy with you the whole time, but he's super boring, so he never gets.
Except
God damn it,
you.
Doug.
Aw.
Do not talk about Carl.
He's like, oh,
He's
guys, yeah, I know my parents are fine.
He has to earn it.
No.
I refuse.
Dragons just really seem to
Uh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. He was feeding the horses while we were in the pit with Medusa. Are you-
I'm ready to eat Carl.
Eat,
Like a
Carl.
Forrest Gump
Eat,
where he's just
Carl.
spending all the
Eat,
scenes.
Carl. Eat, Carl.
All right, so yeah, you guys are standing there. Thoricus reunited with a tasty great axe again.
I was curious, so I can't put it like it can't leave my body, like I can't put it
Yeah.
behind, just have it on me, and still
Currently,
use
you would
both
not be able
hands.
to shoot a bow because you always have.
I just wanted to make sure that it would be really hard for me to pee.
Yeah, it's to be really hard for you to pee, and I really can't. I want to watch you open pickle jars.
I will, because I'll smash it with the axe.
Trying to
Be
be
like,
on the
it
left
is your
knee.
You better eat
dominant
all
hand.
these pickles, because there's
Oh,
no
it's big
jar
one.
now.
Nice pickles, bro. All right, so
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you do, and the disadvantages that come with it. You can't, you'll have to throw with your offhand, you'll have to. Right now, you just always have an axe in your hand. That's a cursed magic item for you.
There's no way that the Raka would be able to get rid of that curse. The Raka is not strong enough to get rid of that.
So you would assume the Raka may be strong enough. You're not really like a shaman of the Raka. You know, you can call on her power, but you don't really know
I'm the
how
chosen.
to focus it.
I'm the chosen.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly try to ask the
It
Raka if
chose
that's something
me.
you want to do.
Like, it searched me out.
It
I
found you.
mean, he
I was
always
headhunted.
says you can always try.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. I got an axe. Let's do this.
It's a curse. Who cares?
Curse. Who gives a shit?
We'll
Yeah.
get that
So yeah,
first
you're
one
still
down.
standing
Get
in
back.
this void of gloom and doom. Right next to this, like I said, marvelously built church that is dark and dilapidated and has dark, twisted black vines with cobblestone. You know, all the glass in the windows and everything all foggy, broken on the ground now that where Rial jumped through. And yeah, you're just kind of standing there in this terrifying void of shadows.
Did the whole statue break, or just where I pulled
No,
the axe?
just where you pulled it out from, and then a little
Okay.
bit like below where the placard was.
Cool. Before we leave to get out of here, I just want to smash the fuck out of that thing. Because
Yeah,
that ain't me.
Storicus is the most stoned.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not. You know what? Not yet.
Got him. All right,
I'm
Thoricus.
get
Yeah,
there.
if you want to attack this thing, go ahead. Give me an attack roll. It does have it has hit points and some hardness. But if you want to start kind of hacking away at this
Gosh.
thing, you guys see Thoricus turn.
You got a brand new axe.
What's that?
I got a brand new axe. Might as well
Got
try
it.
it out.
Test drive it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this still says the Fury. I don't know if it'll say it, but yeah.
Wow.
You see 12 damage.
Nice.
You managed to, your first swing is to knock this imposter's helmet off your head. And with one strong, great swing of both your arms, the black edge of Lucille, the Blightbringer, cuts directly through the neck. You see the dragon-helmed head of the statue before as the Blightbringer falls and takes on the ground with a heavy thud. The heft of the body still stands before you.
Hey, you guys want to fucking break this thing with me? It's fun. No? Alright, let's just get the fuck out of here.
So you guys see the beheaded statue of the Blightbringer ominously looking at you, with the background of the sea of gravestones behind it, the dark clouds looming in the darkness. And as you pull away, you feel that little tickle in your head once more. You kind of shake it off and begin walking.
I'm like, you fucked yourself up good and proper, man.
I know it's a statue, but for the effect, can I do create bonfire around it?
Ooh, yeah, absolutely.
Ah.
Set this fucker on fire.
Yeah, you see enough of those black, twisted, dying roots and stuff around the base of the stone that you generate a flame with your hand. And first you just see a little flash of fire, and then it, almost as if it's like black powder, burns quickly, and you see all the roots withering like dead serpents down from the base. It's this burning visage of a headless, spike-armored Thoricus, still looms staring at you. You feel that whisper start shattering in your mind. You hear the laughter again. It's probably not too good to stay back.
Yeah. Let's just go.
Let's
What
get out of
is
here.
this place to do?
Yeah, I just start running.
All right. So you begin walking out of the you all kind of move your way down to this little film bubble there. You're standing there for a moment. You see Tynna confidently steps up first. Tynna, as you start walking through that film of black void, you feel your nose get caressed by that warm touch of natural light. It blighted you for a while, but having been devoid of it for a while now, you feel that healing life source that is the sun, though it be frozen in the sky. You step forward and you feel the warmth of the sun wash over your face, and you look in front of you and you see just this beautiful green field.
You can pop me anywhere.
Pop.
Step forward first. You all see Tynna step through confidently this barrier between you and the prime material plane. She walks through it. It barely ripples like a bubble, but still stays intact as she passes through it. You see the sun beat down on her. Her armor kind of glistens and gleams with a light it hadn't before. You see the rose blazoned upon her shield catches the light, and you see the petals actually start waving in the sunlight on her shield. And small little roses start growing around the spider webs that are on the shield. You see small little rosebuds start blooming on the artwork.
Rosebud.
Of her shield.
Dope.
You look before you, Tynna, and suddenly you feel that call. You look to the right. Blooming, green, majestic peaks of the Malachite Mountains.
I was gonna bet
So
someone.
long, gleam of this red and yellow sun burning in the sky. You see clouds floating around very low. The mountaintops break above the cloud line. They're so large. The forests around you lush and green. Step forward a little more and your feet stand on the road, the very road that you've traveled on from Tilmore all the way to Buraka, from Buraka into the Mirkwood and back again. And once more you find yourself on the path, the road leading to the Malachite Mountains.
So that was the shortcut. That's awesome.
What a terrifying nightmare of a shortcut.
All we had to do is go through a trap dungeon and face our worst fears, guys. Like,
I'm gonna
It's
walk
not-
through the
but we
film
got
after
much
Tynna
faster.
as well.
Bruno,
told you.
trusting in your ally, you step out, you feel the same warmth, the sun on your skin. Bruno, it feels a little different for you. You've been so far from water in the ocean for so long, you feel the dryness of your own skin. And then for a brief moment, you start thinking about the dry skin of your friend and ally, Brian the Crocodile, who you now know is quite far away from you. But again, the warm embrace of the sun in comparison to the striking terror of the Shadowfell warms your heart immediately. You look down and see those twisting webs of rosebuds blooming onto the shadow. She seems to gleam with this new light and energy, taking these large, deep breaths and looking around at the nature around her, almost like with a sense of ownership. There's pride now when she looks upon the green of the land around her. You yourself, Bruno, can sense the change within your friend.
Excellent.
that's how
I
got
see
the
my
best of
friend
this.
that just came through the portal, and I say, "We've arrived."
I guess you're right. Hey guys, come on through.
I was gonna say, do you guys want to go to the other side, or you just
We're
want
all
to stay
just like,
here?
Man, I'm going crazy. What about you guys?
I didn't like it at first, but I'm starting to dig it. You guys want to stick around, or?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
with
break
the
on
darkness.
to the other side.
All right, so you guys all stand on the edge of the pool and hold hands. And then 1, 2, 3, all yay! Jump through the black void of the portal again. You don't feel like the energy that's there has any essence to it. It's only the feeling of the sun on your face that lets you know you've reached the other side. You turn back and look, and you see, you guys are all seeing this, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The ding,
you
ding.
see the broken, green roof stones of this church, the hewn stonework, exquisite. You saw in your vision this church what it used to look like before you guys came and watched it fall before you. You see as this sea of black earth goes on in the distance, seemingly consuming miles in the background, but all of it stopping around the base of the Malachite Mountains. For some reason, not spreading any farther. And you notice that the small black crud of the ground is moving like the dark energy of the spider webs, extremely slowly. It appears the Shadowfell is spreading.
So I'm the last one to step through, and I hang back for just a second.
So you
Dude,
guys,
I knew something was wrong.
so you guys turn back. You see the black bubble of energy again, and you noticing the spread of the Shadowfell. You look, you come upon a strange realization. The Divit has not come through yet. And you stand there, with your welcoming smile and the sun beating down on your face, and the three others of you see this striking image of a brother and a sister standing in the black line in between. One face smiling, the other heavy and dreary. One standing in glowing sunlight, the other in sulking dark shadow. You all feel that same bubble of energy that presses between the two of them now. watch as the ghostly image steps out the back of Divit. And you see this spectral copy of Divit begin walking away down the pathway toward the sea of gravestones. Divit, you're standing there in the void looking at your allies, your sister. What do you do?
I look out over the darkness, and then I look at where I know my allies just stepped through, and I take a quick moment, shed like one tear, and then like put on a smile and try to walk through the barrier.
Hell yeah.
Divit, you step forward and you feel two warmths. One, the sun striking over your face as you have before. But as you look forward into the loving eyes of Tynna's smooth hands, you for the first time really have a moment to realize that you're looking at your sister. So long have you sought family, and it turns out that the road delivered you to each other once more. And you feel pulsating from her like a warm light, this loving, radiant energy. And another tear comes down your face. And Tynna wipes it away. You look back, Divit, and you see the spirit of yourself standing before the shadowy statue of Thoricus Onyx Heart. You see another figure materialize next to it. It is once more the red-masked figure of death. None of the other four of you see this. Divit, you see as your spectral copy looks at the red mask in the face, he reaches his hand out. And death in turn reaches out his hand. You see they lock arms. And
Fuck.
Divit, all of a sudden you feel this strange draw of your energy. You take 10 points of psychic damage. As you feel your essence tear between these two planes. You guys see Divit drops to his knees for a moment. He's breathing heavily. What do you do?
I run to him and try to help him up, or try to assess and see what's going on.
You guys see Brunor grab Divit by the side and tries, standing him up.
I run to him to see if I can do anything.
You run up quickly, feeling this call of this new energy within you, and you feel the flow of this warm light, not the crackling yellow energy, but the soft white pulse of pure holy energy that flows within your fingertips. And you take your hand and you place it on the forehead of your brother. You see a great pulsing white light in your hand. Pops off. Divit, you are healed for 5 of that 10 damage.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
But you do see you were not completely able to help him.
Oh no.
Am I repelled off of him?
Yes, almost as if, as it was pushed off of his head by some energy that drove you away.
Oh no.
Shit.
I mean, that sucks, bro.
Thank you,
Um,
Thoricus.
Thank you.
I wanna cast Healing Word on myself, but I wanna do it all creepy.
There you go.
Alright, so yeah, Tynna, you blast, you see your hand, this white soft light blast away from his head. And as Divit looks up at you, you see his eyes turn into the dark red color of that mask of death that you just saw. And you watch as he looks you directly in the eyes and stands on his own power, looking you directly in the eyes as he takes his hand and bites into the meat of it. You see the thick blue-black blood dripping down out of his hand, and he sucks it into his mouth. You see his feel of how much the drink is bringing before. Another 6, so yeah, tops you back off.
Oh my god!
Divit, what's happening?
What the fuck was that?
What was that?
His eyes return.
That was awesome.
Don't encourage him, Brenna.
Just say,
Quit
Get
pulling
Haley
your
with
sister's
that.
hair.
just say.
I'm like, sisters, brothers, we gotta get out of that spot. Like, too much
Man.
darkness for me, am I right?
Okay. Ooh,
What is happening with you?
right? We'll wait.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, excellent. Let's talk about this while we want to do out here? Do we need to rest at all? Do we just want to go up into the mountains, like kind of take a look around and see what's going on?
Into the what?
Mountains.
Okay.
Mountains.
Nailed it.
I don't understand. What's wrong? Thoricus, I'm saying.
The
What?
mountain.
Do you not understand what I'm saying? I'm saying mountains. We go to the mountains.
Oh,
Malachite mountains.
the mountains. I got you. The mountains.
But I
Correct.
think we should rest, maybe. What do you guys think?
Maybe just a little further away from this creeping
Yes,
shadow.
not right
Yeah.
here. Not right
You wake
here.
up and you're like,
I
oh
don't-
crap!
Oh
Oh, he got me
We're
again.
safe to rest.
So yeah,
Darkness
you
on
you're
you.
looking around. I mean, you guys, you took a moment to be like, oh, wow, look at those majestic mountains. But yeah, to take in the scope of everything else that's around, you do see like hilled grass fields in front of you, and that stretching on for quite some amount of miles, just rolling hills. A nice flat plain area. You'd be able to see in all directions, no real obstructions. You see to the left, back up the road, the looming dark branches of the Mirkwood. Not from this angle, not as terrifyingly dark and magical, but you do see even the branches of the trees themselves seem to be a little darker. Some dark magics are definitely at work in the Mirkwood, as you guys, bore witness to.
Well,
All
there's
right,
hills
what
in
do you
there,
guys
right?
think? You guys feeling froggy? What are you thinking?
Yeah, you could go into the Mirkwood, you could go camp on the plains, you could go on the road. Really, there's just so you know, like if the direction of Raka would be back up the road to the left, and then to your right, if you follow that road continuously down there, you know the winding path of these great mountains. So you can take it up that mountain. So yeah, if you guys want
Oh,
to
it's
set
the
up a camp or
mountains,
something, you can absolutely
Brenna.
do that.
Alright, should we get Brian back and then rest? And then hit the mountains?
Are we
Mountains?
able to
I bet
get
Brian is running that town by now.
Yeah.
He's the mayor.
Yeah, he's the mayor.
Of
Brian,
the
I
the
think
mayor.
the mountains. The mountains are the way to go. The mountains have answers for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
gotta go
I-
farther before we go back here.
Right,
Right.
that's what
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
Instead of doubling back, we should try to head forward.
I really want to get Lucille though,
Bruno,
guys. I
you
missed.
see a black statue of Brian the Crow. No, I'm kidding.
Ah!
Everything you guys lose, there's a black statue of it. It's just
Damn it.
Oh. But it's evil.
Dark
It's
Brian.
evil, Brian.
Oh, evil Brian.
Great.
Just the jet black crocodile.
Dude.
Who's
Oh, I
the
love
same? Who does all the same thing except with angry eyebrows?
He's
That's it.
Ryan. That's Ryan the crocodile.
Brian
He
the
has a little
crocodile.
goatee.
Yeah. But like all the same stuff, he's just got angry, big thick angry brows.
Bad boy Brian.
Yeah, let's.
Die, crocodile.
Oh.
Ah.
Wow. Put that on a t-shirt, y'all. Hashtag t-shirt, y'all.
All right.
T-shirt, y'all.
Do you guys want to? Do you guys want to set up camp somewhere? What's the? I just want to know what the immediate plan is.
Let's set up camp for a minute. How's
Yeah,
everybody doing?
let's set
Everyone
everything-
need some Healy times?
Yeah,
What do we got?
So again, you have a
let's,
couple options where you can set up camp. As far as your wilderness survival types, Brunor, even Tynna to a degree. The big rolling open fields seem like a good location just because again you can see all your surroundings, not even ambush. Unlike the woods,
Yes.
which offer their own concealment, but also can help conceal predators or the like. Anytime that you camp in the wilderness, there is a chance that one of these things in the wilderness comes upon you. So, depending on how you guys, describe how you want to set this rest up and everything, I'll have you guys make a roll, and you may end up having a wild encounter.
I like plains critters better than Mirkwood critters.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't want to head back to the Merc
Just make a
Lord.
bonfire.
I got you.
Monsters hate bonfires.
Okay. Let's just hang out in these fields then.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys kind of walk forward. You get a chance really to take in the majesty of these giant green mounds. Malachite mounds, so called due to their large jetting green stripes. They push up from rumors say from rocks of ancient civilizations deep within the earth. Where the grandfathers of elves and dwarves lived, and forged the races of men. They reek of the divine. You see, at the top of the mountain again disappears behind big white puffy clouds. And you actually, again, after having been in so much dreariness, especially, the plane of shadow, just the sun itself is a very welcome energy for the first time in a while, rather than being your oppressor like it has. You find a nice spot, nice clearing, and absolutely have no problem setting up. But you guys want to do a short rest or a long rest?
I just want to make sure my buddy Divit's alright. He looks super dreary, y'all.
Yeah.
And I said something, he just left us.
Oh.
Look what you did.
So you
a
guys
short-
set up your bedrolls and your various camps and tents and stuff. But this is, you have a little bit of downtime. You see Divit, after setting up the fire, is just kind of standing there looking into it, a little lost. As the rest of you finish up laying out your bedrolls and various things. Thoricus, you approach your ally, and you see him lost in these deep and heavy thoughts. What do you say?
Come on, man. Tell me what's up. Come on. Come on, man.
I just point into the fire, and I press to digitate the flames, looking like me, and then my skin melting away a little bit, and then forming back up, but a very different vibe kind of thing. And then I look at him and wink.
I got you. You're not who you used to be. Experience a traumatic experience, you're kind of like the phoenix. You're moving on up, you're growing up, you're doing new things. I'm proud of you, boy. Thank you for talking with me.
And that was the first third of a thing I was gonna show him, and I'm like, oh man.
Thoricus walks away, ruining your dramatic thing. You stare back into the fire, hoping another person will walk up.
Yeah.
God, hell no.
I go back to being really emo in front of the fire. I want somebody to ask me, but I'm not gonna ask them to ask me.
Yeah.
I
every
walk by
person
looking
staring
for an
into
excuse
every
to talk
fire
to.
ever.
And I go, hey, buddy, you know that tapestry? We could hang that up. How you doing? How's it going? You want to
I'm
talk about your feelings?
Hey.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Talk to me. We have stuff that we need to talk about.
You talk.
Okay.
I talk.
So, you're acting a lot different than you used to.
Well, I kept dying and almost dying and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is supposed to be crazy. So I just figured I'd try something different.
I just don't think it's productive.
So admittedly, it was my fault that the spiders were gonna fight us in the first place, but it was pretty cool when I scared the spiders away.
Okay, Divit. Okay, but
And then I'm like, oh, back at the fire.
I started listening in on their conversation, and I kind of
We
swamped
haven't
her
been
over.
listening this whole time?
Well, not just. I mean, she was saying she was talking by the fire. I don't know if we were by the fire. Are we by the fire? Are you by the fire?
Yeah, Real, what are you doing right now? Everybody else
I'm
is
actually. I'm not
You
by the
guys are cool
fire.
with me being at the fire, I'll be in the fire.
I'm
dropping. Start the fire. It was
You'd be
always-
by the
I
fire,
didn't start
you'd
the
be by the
fire.
fire.
We
Actually,
might
I
be
probably
the
did
Beach Boys
start
I'm
the
by
fire.
the fire.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
not though.
what are
I'm
you up to,
just
Real?
so I'm just like helping set up camp, putting out the bedroll and everything. But I'm really taken aback by the sight of the Malachite Mountains. I've never really seen anything like this before. I mean, I've been, imprisoned for 7 years, and the years after that, I've pretty much only seen what I've done with Sumner Milton. So, just this huge mountaintop is really just, it's calming. It's something new, but it's something calming. I see hope out there, and I'm just kind of feeling the moment a lot. There's a lot of answers that we're all gonna get, and we've made it this fucking far. And just feeling really good. I just want to whip up kindly, just kind of pet kindly and look off to the mountains a little bit. And if I can listen in on their conversation while I'm doing that, then that's fun too.
Yes, with your, calling upon your familiar kindly, reaching into him, you can summon him and dismiss him under the control of magic. You're harnessing his ability. You call upon him, you see he steps out and looks at you, and you look into his swirling galaxy eyes, and you see the stars, and you see a comet shoot through the gleaming light of one of his eyes. And he looks up at you, and sympathizing with this moment, feeling the same way you do, having been confined himself. You find yourself just looking around. You see his big, thick, pink and green and gray hair with his two tails fluffed. He paws at a little bulb, a bunch of little dandelion buds fly off of it. And he looks around, and you just bask. You feel the soft wind blow across your face. And you feel this new warmth, that of freedom. And you sit, run your fingers over the ears of the cat, and you both just bask in this glorious moment out in nature. And then both of your ears and you both kind of start trying to eavesdrop on what's going on over by the fire.
I want to reach out and grab both of my sisters' hands and say, sisters, I know it's a little bit of a gamble, but I can't explain. I feel lucky. I feel like it's gonna work out, and you're not gonna have to worry about me anymore. I can take care of myself. Nobody's gonna have to worry about me.
Divit, I will always worry about you. I am your sister. Your only sister.
Oh, right.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I'm sorry, Bruner.
I don't
No,
understand.
it's
I'm your
Fine.
sister by blood, is what I mean.
So yes, Divit, it's been laid out before you. You've heard her say it. You don't know what the truth was, what was rooted in it, what it meant. But you hear as Tynna reaches forward toward you and says that she is your sister by blood.
I'm like, look, We're like two sides of a coin. A delicious chocolate golden coin. Does anybody have anything to eat?
I just kind of nod and go, yeah, cool. We can go hunt for something, I guess. And I just kind of like wipe my cheek and I turn around and walk away.
Cool, everything's cool, man.
Everything's cool.
Okay,
it's
and then
fine.
as soon as she leaves, I'm like, look, I don't know why you had to say something hurtful like that in front of Brunor. But now that we're alone, I just wanted to say how much it means to me that you made a sacrifice of your Trixie god and didn't want to kill me. But you don't have to worry about people trying to kill me because you can't kill what's already dead. I've already been dead a couple of times, you know? So I'm gonna be fine. And I'm
What?
super proud of you. I'm super proud of you.
What? I'm always gonna try to protect you. I'm not gonna stop worrying about you.
We can hear you guys.
I don't care! That's insane. I'm not gonna stop worrying about you.
Divit, you feel the urge to reach out. And you take your hand and you touch one of the roses on the shield of Tynna Smoothhands. You see the rose wither and die. And then flatten out into earth. And then a seedling grows out, which turns with a green twisting vine of another rose. And it blooms beautiful, anew.
I say, without death, there can be no new life. We can't spend all our time worrying about stuff like that. Let's just try to relax a little bit, shake off that weirdness, and move forward.
I'm with that.
We're about to be at the mountains. The mountains are beautiful. That'll be fun.
Mountains. Moontons.
Mountains. Are we talking about mountains?
Yes,
Mountains?
those.
Did you
So
guys
it's still
did
super
you
bright
look
out
at the
though, right?
mountains?
Yeah, it's not like it's dark and we're like...
We're not camping in the dark.
I was gonna say, I can't think of anything better than camping out in the middle of a field with no clouds, no trees, next to a bonfire. And sunlight.
Thorcus,
Welcome
you,
to a music festival.
Thorcus, you're like, man, yeah, you're like trying to think
Were
about
you
how you're
getting
gonna sleep
snow?
with this
Right.
giant axe connected to your hand.
Yeah, I can't even fucking piss. And now I gotta lay in the fucking sun next to a bonfire. Thanks, guys. This is awesome.
Oh,
Alright.
well, it's the only way that we can make sure that we don't get attacked on any side or anything.
I know. I'm grumpy because I haven't pissed in like an hour.
Well, that's your own fault. You're just gonna have to learn how to go
With
lefty.
one
You're
hand.
gonna have to adapt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the real curse.
Alright, so yeah, go ahead and give me, whoever wants to roll it, give me a 1d20.
Who wants to do it?
Why don't we just all roll and then whoever has the best one?
I like the way you
For
think.
crit hits, we're like,
I mean, I tried.
I've been rolling like garbage. I don't know.
Same.
Alright, I'll do it.
They're scared.
I
Yes,
did it.
you are.
Oh, you did it? Okay.
13.
All right.
Let's say thank you.
So you all, you managed to set up Camp Thorcus. Indeed, this is actually a bit worrisome for you as you try to find a comfortable position to sleep. The idea, the prospect of this giant axe that's now basically welded to your hand, and you lay down and try to like get comfortable, and it takes you a little bit while to settle and rest. And the rest that you do have is a little broken and crappy. The rest of you guys actually
life.
managed to have a successful long rest. Thorcus, the effects of this haven't you just start noticing them now, but you do think that over time this effect will get worse, that it's actually affecting your sleep.
No.
That makes sense.
So yes.
I do a lot of dumb shit.
Hey, would you guys go back? All right, so yes, you guys are going to be taking a long rest. This is an 8-hour rest. Some of you, the elves of you, can transfer, I think, 4 hours or something like that. But yeah, if there's any downtime stuff you guys want to do, any activities, it's kind of like we're at the camp menu screen. All your spells will refresh, your hit points will go back.
Were we doing a long rest or a short rest? I can't remember.
Long rest.
Long
yeah,
rest.
but it was a long rest. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, did I make that assumption? I just want to make sure.
No, I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I just want to
I
make
want
sure
my
I get
inspiration points back.
really crappy
I'm stoned, so I just keep like zoning out for a second. I'm like, wait, do I get my hit points back? What am I doing?
Hey, Bam. I'm curious. Based on the passage of time, like a while ago, when that one mansion collapsed, I got like a loaf of halfling bread. Would that still be good right now?
Yeah, that's,
All right.
It's an exquisite bread. Another tragic moment from the backstory of Real, but a fallen halfling female had gifted him a loaf of exquisite halfling lambus bread. I don't think it was
She wanted
lambus
to eat
bread,
it?
but that's what I'm saying right now because I watched Lord of the Rings recently. Yes, it's this
Nice.
exquisite loaf of bread with the leaf on it, still bound in her handkerchief that she had handed to you before the house. Sumner Milton didn't collapse. So you in this moment, kind of thinking back, how far does that seem, and what's it been? About a week and a half, 2 weeks now. You don't know exactly, but it's just like you remember that moment, and yes, you remember the loaf.
Can I toss that Divit's way? I heard he's hungry after I was gonna eavesdrop, and then you're just not yourself when you're hungry. I just want to give him that loaf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pinch off that loaf.
It's just a death mask. He takes the bite.
Oh,
Hey, buddy, I didn't look like that hand filled you up. Do you want some bread?
Some
So
dipping bread.
Upon eating this bread, you do actually get one temporary hit point. I don't know if you have temporary hit points already. If you do, and they're higher, you might want to just keep those. It doesn't add to the amount of temporary hit points you have. You can either take one or however many you have. But if you don't have any left, you would get one.
I have none, so one is nice.
There you go. So yeah, you,
Nice.
you feel, as you eat this exquisitely made halfling bread, you bite through the leaf that's been baked into the top of it, and you feel renewed with an exceptional amount of vigor and this magic bread.
And it tastes oddly familiar to me, even though I've never had it before.
Exactly, yes, popping on taste buds that you're just now starting to understand you might have. All right, so you guys, anything else you wanted to take care of in the camp scenario?
Not really.
I guess not. I guess everyone's good, right?
Yeah.
So as you guys, wake up the following morning and start kind of packing up your gear and everything, Real, you're the first to notice with your keen perception. You see, coming down here from the far angle of this road where it wraps around and goes into the trees and the mountains. You see a small group of people kind of hobbling. They seem to be in great amounts of distress and pain, moving quickly but limping, and one's arm carrying another one down the road. About 8 people are coming down this pathway. And they reach out. You see they all kind of lock eyes with you and start walking at a faster pace. You see that the first among them is this young man with striking blonde hair. He looks like your Keystone adventurer type, broad shoulders, a tan leathered pants and shirt with a breastplate on top. He seems to be leading the way and runs from behind the group. He breaks pace and starts gaining on you guys. He starts running towards you really quickly, and you hear these words cry out of his mouth. Dragon! It's a dragon! And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission.
What? Bam.
All right, guys. Yes. Ooh, fantastic. Man, I love it. I get to watch too. That was tasty. I absolutely have to pee, or we might have ran that a little bit longer. But I'm just gonna admit my weakness here. I have to pee. You might have to as well. But hey, let me tell you, there is a new intermission with some new submissions from some different artists and stuff, man. It's really exciting. New tracks, some new music in there by the great and wonderful Sandy Stein. So yes, please do make it back. The intermission is just a showcase of some of the incredible artists that we have working on this thing. So yes, thank you for being with us, and we will see you in like roughly 10 minutes or so. Don't forget to hydrate. Crit sip.
Crit sip.
Good job.
Water. Not a sponsor. Can you get sponsored by water? That'd be tight.
Why not?
What is up, buds? Welcome back to WeeD&D. I hope you all had a very lovely intermission. I gotta be the bearer of some bad news right now, buds. We have tried to fix our technical issues that we've been having today, and unfortunately, with this board and the stuff we're doing it, I gotta be honest with you guys. I love this thing way too much to give it to you the wrong way. So we are going to do something a little different, and we're gonna call that the episode for this week. But I am here with you. I'm sitting here in chat, seeing Moose Loves Tacos getting subs, gifting them out just like a man. I'm with Lord of Lost Time, the king of our summaries, Brenna Folger, double all you guys. It's so awesome that you've hung with us. Thanks for dealing with that. I wasn't exactly aware of the issues while we were going through it. Isaac is kind enough to let me go when I'm DMing, and I'm sorry, unfortunately, that I didn't catch that sooner. We do kind of have a cool little chance here. I told the cast we're trying to run sound through different stuff, and it's just not working. So I figured, hey, I'm here. Some of the buds are here. Those of us that feel like hanging around. What do you guys got to say? You got Q's, I got A's, baby. I'm here for you. I'm gonna hang out while we're trying to pull some strings on the back end. And what's that? And yes, next week we're gonna do a much longer episode than our usual as we encounter the dragons. So, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. And yes, Lord of Lost Time, you can talk directly to Sanpai. I'm here for you guys. If you want to ask questions about the show itself, if you want to ask, go do no pee breaks. If you guys want to ask about the characters, the show, the story, the Ganjaria campaign setting that we are in the prelude to right now, anything, man, I'm here. Dr. Luigi, 42, how am I doing today? I'm going to be honest, man. D&D with this group of people is the best thing ever. And so I got to taste that sweet taste. And it is a bummer to be not playing D&D right now. But honestly, man, it's great to see new people here. Like, thanks for joining us. Thanks for meeting the buds. We have the best community here. Honestly, it's like seeing these guys every week is just the best. So, yes, Forever DM, my man. Spicy Noob, thanks for being here too. Oh, look at that. We got a little D&D group joining us tonight. Thanks for coming after your sesh, guys. I'm with you. After some D&D, it's like, what else do you want? Just some more D&D. So thanks for coming out, man. And Railstrom, I'm going to guess, is what it is. Railstrom. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I'm trying to accept compliments better, and so you're seeing me do that in real time. So thank you very much. Barbara, Christina, I love you. Lord of Lost Time actually asked a great question. So how did you select this particular cast? That, again, not to be like, that was a great question, Lord of Lost Time. I'm going to answer it. Actually, I said this in one of the Behind the Greens that we did, but anybody who's produced anything, I do a lot of live theater. A lot of our audience does as well. A lot of us are from the Las Vegas theater scene. We, getting the cast in mind, like it was like, do we want to find really experienced D&D players, people that have played for a long time? Do we want to find professional performers or voice actors? And we started thinking about it, and to me it kind of came to this like perfect meeting place of personality and performance ability. And so I literally, this is no joke, this is no fabrication, I reached out to the 5 like best personalities that I know that smoke weed, so nobody get offended, but that smoke weed and kind of get down with the vibe, but are also creative and successful people. We're trying to fight some of the stereotypes that exist with cannabis consumption, that of the unmotivated, mindless person. I hope that we fight that stereotype with this show. And so I found a group of motivated, successful, fantastic, wonderful, charismatic people that I could cheat and make them hang out with me every week. And this 14 weeks later is where we're at. It has been an absolute blessing. Seriously, this show has just, I we are going to go so far with this thing when I can get all these people in the room together. If you love them now, just wait until you see them together. It's going to be fantastic. I'm sorry. I'll only end up answering 3 questions if I answer them all that long. I'm going to roll through. Pork Chop, do you think Gus was the highest? Gus and me tend to trade off for the highest. I think it's hilarious. A lot of people have sometimes mentioned in chat that they think I'm on some kind of amphetamine or something. I promise you, me not high is unintelligible. You can't understand a word I'm saying. Sweet. Double's coming back next week. Munge with the cheer. Thanks, buddy. We love you, man. Guys, seriously, thanks for all the support on the show. I mean, all that stuff, it just goes right back into the show, and it goes into increasing what we can do and where the reach is. And it's just like, none of that is going to anything but making the show a better show, and we're just trying to really increase that experience for you. So thanks, guys. I know, I mean, it means the world, especially right now with the crazy world, that you take the time and come here and hang out with us, and then even more to then back us up and support us with your own money. I take the responsibility very seriously, and I will continue to make this show better for you guys. So, what? Oh, okay. Sorry. He said sound, and I freaked out. Las Vegas Improv represent. Yeah, I'm old school Las Vegas Improv. I haven't been in the scene in a while, but man, we were doing it hard back in the early 2000s, baby. Shout out Marcus Cublin, my improv coach, Brendan Shane's older brother. See, everything connects here in Vegas. You'll find that out. Boom. I'm sorry. I've obviously have not done the read chat and talk to you guys very much. Hi, Matt Mercer. You are. I really appreciate that. I'll tell you a joke just so other people can claim it as their own later. When I first started doing this, I saw one of our first shots of like what my face looks like on camera, and I was like, holy crap, I do kind of look like a fat Matt Mercer. And then I was like, shit, his name is Matt Mercer. Fat Mercer? Like, dude, they're gonna roast me on the internet. And so I'm ready when that starts happening. I'll take hi, Matt Mercer. That makes me feel a lot better than my own self. Dr. Luigi is gifting out subs. Bro, we love you. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Gifting them out. Blackfish, you got one now. Shield Walrus, I don't think we talk much, so it's good to see you here. Will the transition to the main campaign come after you kill the cast in the prelude? No. So I'm gonna murder everything you love, as is the role of a dungeon. But no. I'm gonna be real. We have this very candid opportunity with you. The Ganjaria campaign setting actually had a set beginning, and when pandemic happened, we started talking about like, well, what can we do? And I didn't want to launch a digital version of our show and the Ganjaria. Like, I really care about this Ganjaria campaign setting, and I want it to be really good. So I wanted to make sure we have the live show, everybody in studio, when it happens. And unfortunately, like, we've had to continue doing the digital show much longer than we originally anticipated. And it's a testament to the cast and everybody that we've been able to kind of roll with those punches. So I have actually, and I'll be completely candid, I have unwritten some of what made the world of Ganjaria, and I'm actually trusting my players to build that story. And like, sure, there'll still be work for me to do to wrap around it, the 360 degrees of the world, but we have this weird opportunity to like write the myths that will exist in the new world. And that opportunity that touches on what D&D is about for me, and like this throwback to oral storytelling and the tradition and all that. It's just like a cool opportunity to try something that would never have happened had it not been for the weird set of circumstances that got us here. So I think it's a treat. I love my cast. I love their decisions, and it's shaped some of what I thought my world was going to be based on, and I love that. I think that's what's great about the organic storytelling process of D&D, and a testament to my players and their ability to rock their characters, man. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm probably way off. I'm high, so I'm pontificating. Spicy's only been doing it 5 years. Started sober when you're in high school. No problem with that, bro. Welcome in. The water's good. Luigi's doing improv and comedy ever since you moved down here. Fantastic. The community out here in Las Vegas is fantastic. If you've heard any differently, you've heard wrong. Gray Lotus is back. Welcome back. Yes, Spicy Noob Tuesdays, 8 p.m. PDT every week. we do this. We've never had the problem that we had this week, so this part of it is new. But yeah, every week we bring it to you 8 p.m. PDT. Come hang out with us anytime you want, man. It's great to have you here. I love seeing new faces. It's fantastic. Rezafonko, yes, Nubian, yes, we have much of that. He needed parts for his J-Type 327 Nubian, but no Republic credits, only money. Yeah, Grey Lotus, we're doing it one-on-one. I'm way back because I talked too long, so I'm sure you probably are like, you've gone home and are sleeping with your kids. Munch Party, she's a portal. Martha, yes, bring Martha back. Stephanie followed up by Munch. So real shit, Martha, and it's like, I'll tell you, so a lot of people, you watch D&D shows like this, and I will say I was guilty of this too originally, and you see a show, let's reference Critical Role for example, so well put together thematically that you're like, they must be cheating. They must be not just playing D&D, but producing the backside of the game in a way. And while I think there's value in that, of course, if that's what anybody chooses to do, I don't really think that's what they do. But if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. I'm not here to poop on other presentation. But Martha was one of those things that, like, it would seem, oh, Brandon was just like, he set her up because they loved her and then she was going to die. I had no intention of killing Martha. Playing Martha was one of my favorite characters. She always had pies and she loved Divit. And I mean, who doesn't want to make that noise constantly? So yes, Martha, look, I'll tell you, Martha does have a soft spot in my heart. So let me deal with how I want to use such a wonderful woman. Can I tell you a bit about the world of Ganjaria? Yeah, Bedhead. So the campaign setting of Ganjaria, basically the premise is there is this cataclysmic event called the Feywild, where the borders that hold the Feywild and the Shadowfell fell away from the plains break. And so all of a sudden all these fairies and fairy magic and Feywild magic starts taking over the world. They start ruining all of civilization. Because of this rift, it breaks the connection to the old gods, so our access to the old form of magic is gone. And suddenly this new source of magic is this plant from the Feywild, GANJA. So almost akin to like a Final Fantasy thing, there are these master ganja nugs that go to each of the 5 great kingdoms, and they influence the socio-political atmosphere of each of these different kingdoms. And the world that we've built, those are the map images that you'll see during the intermissions usually. That's where that imagery comes from. So it is a robust world. It's funny, a lot of people, when they first see it, are like, well, that's dumb. What, are you just going to make weed jokes the whole time? And it's like, not at all, man. But yes, the DMs by nature were punny people. So there are lots of weed puns. I would say that's the most fragrant part of the weed in our show, is the amount of weed puns that exist. But at its core, at its root, it is a love letter to Dungeons & Dragons. I've been a D&D player for 27 years. I love Dungeons & Dragons. I love specifically the game Dungeons & Dragons. Like, other TTRPGs are great, but there is just something about the setting, the mythos, the fantasy, the battle, the combat, the milieu of it is just right, that I honestly think Dungeons & Dragons is the greatest game ever made. So yeah, rolling through. How will it differ from this? Basically, this world will be mostly destroyed, not to give too much away. But yes, the landscape will be forever scarred by this Feywild cataclysm, and we have the opportunity to kind of watch that unfold rather than hearing about it through Legacy. Vegas Theater is one of the best communities I've been in. Man, big shout outs to Vegas Theater. I'm a Vegas born and blazed myself. I work on the Strip. I'm in Tournament of Kings, and I play a evil fire wizard for a living. So it's been a blessing to be a part of this community for as long as I have, and I absolutely love everybody here that represents from that community. I know you're a good person because it's just full of those. Poor Martha, Grey Lotus, you're right. That's how far back I am if we're like taking pools. Why does Martha sound like Mrs. Doubtfire? An apt observation there, Double T. She very much does sound like Mrs. Doubtfire. I was called upon to create the voice for her rather quickly. One of those times that the party wanted to do something a little outside of what I had designed. And so when the door opened and she, offered her pies, it caught in my throat, and I said, you know what a lovely woman. And so I went full bore on it. I did. You're not wrong that they could totally sue me for theft of voice for that one. Not as good as Rob Williams, obviously. R.I.P. Legend for sure. Munge, you're not wrong. Yep, Dr. Luigi. Everything is a pun. I did a podcast. The guys from Clash of Quests over in the UK reached out to me, and they were like, hey, we're doing this new D&D podcast, the Forever DM, and we'd like to interview you, which I was touched. I went and did it. You can find it on some of our social medias. We blasted it out. But we were talking about that, and at one point we were talking about just how, like, the one thing that ties almost all DMs together is just this love of puns. It's just too... and then I said, and I'm going to quote myself on this, I said, well, what is the pun but the verbal meme? And then if I had my way, all the lights would have gone down just now. I would have been smoking a pipe. End of feed. Oh my God, most brilliant thing that's ever said. I changed the internet, and we never recover. We never recover from it. Everybody would be like, why did he have to make so much sense? Yes, pun is the verbal meme. Let me pat myself on the back for that just a little bit longer. All right, dudes. Let's see. I think I caught up with chat finally. I did. Seriously, I have to take this opportunity while I can literally look at you guys in the name. You guys are the best. We love doing this show for you. It is from that love that this kind of this quick shift to this little Q&A session kind of happened. I really do love what my players do, and I love the world we get to make in our show. And I want to bring it to you the right way. So I really do appreciate you guys, seriously, just for making it out. We do see you. We recognize you. Those of you that don't talk, believe me, we still know you're there, and we love you. That's fine. This show is for everybody to enjoy in the way they want to enjoy it. We believe in playing your way. So whatever way is going to make you happy, play that way. This is how we play, and it makes us happy to do it this way. But please, whatever way you want to play, if you find a group of like-minded individuals that want to play that way too, man, just play it. Have fun. Have too much fun. Play D&D. If you've never played, promise me that if nothing else, this show will have made you say, you know what, I got to play D&D at least once. And then you'll be done. Here we go. D&D is essentially live theater with extra puns. Absolutely. That's, again, an apt observation. We could turn the lights out on that one too, Dr. Luigi. Lord of Lost Time. As a non-weed smoker, but a weed ally, could I audition for the next cast? Ha. So good haha there. I have to say it is believe me, I know wonderful, brilliant performers that are interested in doing stuff. I don't think that I think WeeD&D specifically will be cannabis centric. There are more elements to the show that have not yet been revealed, and that will make a little more sense when we're allowed to grow to what the show will be when we can all be in studio and do it live. But we will be making tons of other content. So absolutely reach out to me. We'll be putting all kinds of cool stuff together. This is a project that is my whole life. I love this thing, and I want it to just make people have a good time. So if you want to get down on that, feel free to reach out to me through Art Hard Studios on Facebook or personal message or whatever. And we can definitely work something out, man. If there's any way I can help other creators that are thinking maybe they want to try stuff, I'm happy to do so. So please reach out. If I can give you a signal boost, I shout out D&D 420. They were one of the first people that when I reached out starting to do this, they reached right back out to me and were so welcoming, so nice, that I just, honestly, I'll sing their praises forever, Jimmy and those guys. I actually just did a podcast interview with D&D 420 that'll be coming out pretty soon. So yeah, big shout out to D&D 420 and those guys. D&D with THC. There's this fun little D&D weed community that's starting to grow, and I'm trying to link all of us together a little bit. So yeah, rolling back up, here we go. Shot Spear D&D alt stream. Yeah, so the Shot Spear is a show, for those of you that do not know, where we it's a Shakespearean performance with 5 classically trained Shakespeare performers, where we get drunk with the audience through a drinking game while we perform acts of Shakespeare. Usually they run about 90 minutes. It is a labor of love. We do love Shakespeare, so it's not just people getting shitty and making dumb jokes, but it is one of the most fun things I've ever done with an audience, and I've been privileged to tour that with some Big Sloan, one of our regulars in chat, Big Sloan has been known to join in with us, and he played McBee, the mighty McBee that I killed in Shakespeare's. I can say it, Macbeth. Everything's already gone wrong. Macbeth. It's been a Macbeth kind of day. So here we go. Dibs on playing the anti-magic sobriety paladin officer. The kill buzz. It's just like, well, all right, guys, but don't forget Paylor loves you. Shots for D&D. Yeah, we did that. I'm scrolling all over. You don't know where I'm at in chat. There is always a buzzkill paladin. That's actually, it's funny. Everybody hates that paladins don't have to be lawful good anymore. I like it only because it's gotten rid of that almost entirely. Like, paladins can officially be whatever, do what the characters that they're with also want to do. You're starting a D&D live stream. Any tips? You're handling the YouTube voice on demands or videos. I'm sure that is not voice on demands. Yes, give yourself plenty of time to upload onto YouTube. It is prone to have all kinds of weird issues. It has burned me once before, so I speak from experience. And with a new live D&D live stream, yeah, I'll try to give you, let's see, like a real good tip. There is a difference between a game where all the players have a really good time and a game where all the players have a really good time that you also would want to watch. So one of the things I find in D&D that is the most fulfilling, and I'm talking me personally, where I'll laugh until I can't breathe, is inside jokes, and it's weird to not lean on old inside jokes between you and your players. That's it. Not saying you were going to do that, but if somebody was to say, hey, what's the first thing you would say? I'd say it is a game. I've tried very strongly to focus that we are playing D&D. There's not a script writer behind it. It's just me doing what a normal DM would do with a little bit of dramatic flair, and that's it. But this is D&D, like that's what you're watching. So it's important to me that we kind of keep it that way. And so that would be when I first was coming into this, that nightmare of like, what do we do? Do we want to make people do things? No, just play D&D, man. Like, play it, enjoy it in a way that's open and allows other people to get down on what you're getting down on. But yeah, and then, man, if you need a signal boost or anything, shoot me your stuff and we'll share it through our stuff. Pork Chop, he's laughing out loud, probably still doing it. Pork Chop, big time supporter of the show, Pork Chop. We love you so freaking much. Arj is late. Oh, but he's here. Arj, I love you, buddy. Thanks so much. Arj, I get to like, I never get to like, while I'm doing my thing, I don't want to like, so now it's like, dude, I love you, man. Like your jokes consistently kill me. You're one of my biggest distractions. I love you to death. Laura Last Time, that was a very polite, no, I don't mind working backstage. No. I don't mean to be a polite no. But yeah, for WeeD&D, that I would say, like there's all kinds of shows that have their criteria. Specifically WeeD&D. I'm sure we'll do other stuff that's not WeeD&D. But WeeD&D, yeah, I would say we're trying to showcase professional smokers, people that succeed at their lives, are impassioned, they do wonderful things, are motivated, and also partake, because that's part of the message we're trying to send with the show. So it's not a personal thing. It's just part of the function of what we're trying to do here. So by board, do you mean like a soundboard? Yeah, Spicy, bro. We have a good one. We were experiencing some issues. We tried to run with it, and then we tried to swap, and then it's cool. We've got one of our main men from chat here, Dave Clark, has already reached out to me, and he will be coming by to take a look at our system tomorrow. So thanks. Big shout out to Dave Clark. I love the Paladins can do whatever they want. Me too, Grey Lotus. Bro, like, for real. Associated with a god or not. I do too. I love in fact, it's kind of interesting if you look, 5th edition, God, I'm pontificating. I am, 5th edition kind of got rid of gods in a big way. Like, you don't have to necessarily know your god to be a cleric of the, life discipline, and so it's like, yeah, you could get that from a god, but you could also just be a disciple of life. Nowhere does it say, here's this part where you pick your god. So I kind of like the 5th edition has opened up where people might find their god and their inspiration from, and how that interaction might work. I think it's open far more to the DMs. My lips, my back, my pussy, and my crack. Yes, I still get flashbacks to Sloan when you hear that song. Yeah, we did a very sexy bloody dance to that nasty song. I was a very sexy witch, and I had my hands all over Brian Sloan. It was worth the price of admission. Great Lotus, it's great. You're great. Steffi Poo, gasp. What? Sloan says Smilesies. You guys can read. I don't have to read, chat. I'll get to the stuff where it's like on me, I guess. Arj, yep, I'm doing it. Any tips for Roll20? I'm horrible with the platform. I've been playing pretty much fully narrative so far, which has been great, but maps are also fun. So yeah, Dr. Luigi, Roll20 is super awesome. There is like a time. If it's not a commercial show, if you're just playing D&D at home, do 2-minute tabletops. None of these are sponsors. These are just places I like. You go on Incarnate. There's ways you can clone maps where you just use other maps that people have set up for open use. 2-minute tabletops. He has all kinds of free download maps. You can pay what you can, kind of a thing. So yeah, I highly recommend any of that stuff. Incarnate just added a cloning feature, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, for Roll20, if you're not gonna I'm not a huge you've seen my games. I'm not like extremely big on like big elaborate table pieces and stuff. I kind of like character-driven narrative action, but it is still nice to know where the stool is or where the table is and stuff. So I like maps that have just like a little bit of charm to them and that there's things that they can kind of interact with in the rooms. And I found that does a lot of work. So I'm not sitting there like, what is this room about? It's like I kind of know at a glance. Oh, there's a bag of rice. Okay, it's kind of like a grain area, and they prep food here and stuff. So Roll20, it's all about prep. It's all about just getting stuff set up on the front end and not trying to do it in the moment. It does add quite a bit of work on the front, but as a player, when DMs do that on Roll20, I always have like a super awesome time with it. So dope. Dr. Louis, take me home to the place I belong. Spicy noob, arch nemesis, Dr. Luigi. That I wrote that. That melody is entirely my own. Love Big Kyle. Thanks for making it out. I'm gonna guess it's Kyle. Thanks for making it out, bro. We saw you be around here these past couple weeks, and we love having you. Dave Clark, crit hit. You're the man. Spicy. Isn't backed by a god, but enough to kill the wicked. All right. Paladin of Chillax, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. We do have some fun stuff that we'll be doing with the Ganjaria. I put my joining backwards. Ganjaria campaign setting. I really can't wait for you guys to see some of the stuff. Secrets. How much did you get a curveball when Abby rejected her god? Yes, great catch, Double T. For real, that was one of those things. It's to Abby's credit, Abby is a newer player to 5th edition. And so I feel like that's one of those things that like a player that's newer to D&D would think of that somebody that's played D&D for a long time would really never even consider. And so when she said it, I was like, holy crap, she totally has the ability to do this. Why can't she tell her god to go fuck off? Like Thera's dude can go eat a bag of rocks. And so that was one of those points where, and this will happen to any DM, where your player comes up with a better idea than you could have ever had. And in that moment, when Tynna said, I moved to reject Thera's-Dune as my god, it was everything I could do to look like I was ready for that to happen. So that was a huge curveball. It opened up a fantastic narrative for the character, and it's one of those gifts. Like, I could have just shut that down and been like, well, then you just don't have magic. But we, as improvisers, most of us, we believe in yes and so when you get a great idea, you say yes, and then you add to it. And so I think we really pulled that off with that. But that's one of the examples I'm trying to say where it's like, I can't prep for that. No matter how many notes I took before the session, they would have been useless because of that. So that's a key to DMs, not to over prep, just prepare enough options, let them choose the hooks, let them choose the action, and they'll love you for it. Arj, what's the plan? What's the plan for minis and maps in the future in-person sessions? That's a great question, Arj, and we've gone back and forth on it. So I've never been I'm not one of those dope engineer guys that can build like sweet light up things with the fog machines and stuff. And honestly, in my experience with D&D, I've never really needed that. I actually believe that D&D exists best in your imagination. Like, I'll never be able to build a model that's better than what you could have seen in your mind. It's more specific. It serves the effect. But your brain, you're filling in every gap, but not me. You're filling in the gaps with what you want to see. And so I think kind of similar to a battle grid, top-down, kind of what we've seen in Roll20, close to that, but I'm not quite the artist in hand. So I think as we get together as a group, the focus will be more of a shift toward that energy of creation with the performers. And not so model specific. I certainly like minis. I'm sure we'll have it to help. It helps for tactical things. It helps to see, this is a battle game. 1/3 of the books for this game, of the core rule books, 1/3 of them are just full of monsters. So it's like battle is a huge part of D&D. You can't ever get away from that, and nor would I want to. So yeah, I think a pretty standard battle grid, maybe some printable stuff. Maybe we'll end up talking with some people that have some ideas. So yeah, that's still a little bit up in the air right now. But that's kind of the idea for me. When I play D&D, it's always been kind of like here, let me just kind of draw it out for you on the table, and then we go with it with minis. So I'm kind of used to DMing that. I would likely go back that way. Spicy Noob loves that he's calling me Spicy Noob, but it's an E. He's epically noob. He's not a spicy noob. He's an epic noob. Well, I am the highest. I keep trying to put this in my mouth backwards. No, yeah, I'm also going blind. We can start talking about that now. I never had problems with my vision, but as we've started doing this, I realize when I look at my screen, I'm just like, I don't see anything. I gotta do all kinds of weird stuff. Munge is curious. Munge, also big time supporter of the show. Thank you so much, bro. We love you. Thanks, Munge Party. Actually, if you saw the first episode of the show, Munge is the writer of that first track, the Ferocious Five theme song that we opened the show with. So big shout out to Munge. We love you, bud. He's curious to hear if there were cases so far where BAM had fun or interesting plans and the players thwarted or avoided them. So there's like a trick as a DM that the rule is you always had everything planned. You were always ready for what they were going to do. I unfortunately will admit to some of my own personal weakness, but I think it's fun to shoot from the hip a little bit when you play with players like ours. The one time I would say I over-prepped for the campaign, 80% of it didn't get used because they don't play D&D the way I play D&D, and then they don't play it wrong because there is no wrong way. Just play D&D, and so it's funny because it's like as a DM you want to be ready for everything. The best thing I can do is have a series that I know the world, I know the people around it, I know their motives and what they're doing, and so I know if they go a certain way, I'll have people or opportunities or story hooks or stuff present. So yes, there have been quite a few. I would say I'll give one away. Sure. What's a good one to give away where I was pretending that everything was fine? Losing Martha. No, that's got to be it. I mean, that moment, the role. I don't know if you guys haven't seen the Wild Chase. I think that might have been our second episode. This isn't going to be a breakdown of all our episodes, but no, in the Wild Chase, Drew and Divit and Thoricus both chased Martha. Now, Divit and Thoricus both have tons of awesome abilities. And you would assume that they would be the first one to dispatch the shadow and save Martha. So it's like, I'm thinking maybe the other two, maybe we're going to lose Ubaru. It's like he's going up the rocky path. That's going to be the one with the most terrain. Well, no, they were smart. They sent Real up there with his cunning actions. And so it was like they played it perfect. But the dice chose not to save Martha. Like it was literally a series of dice rolls that determined whether or not they saved Martha. And so... man, they got stuck in that little maelstrom of shadow for 3 rounds, and then it was like boom, and ending on that episode dragging Martha up was just one of those things where we ended that episode, we cut everything, and I just kind of sat there for a second because I knew what that meant. It was like whoever didn't make it was gonna be part of this blood ritual, and so it was like this. It was weird. I care about Martha, and so I genuinely was like, oh fuck, I've got to kill Martha, and it just, it messed with me a little bit, but it was a great experience. All D&D players know you lose some of the people you love in D&D, and it was nice to do that. Pull it out of your ass, DM tips. Boom. That's right, Arj. Chills. I bet you, I've been talking a lot again, huh? I'm way up. The more gifts my players give, the better. Yes, a lot of people ask about how to be great players. Just go with it. Go offer opportunities to your DM to run with. Tynna's arc is great. Tynna's arc is fantastic. The Tynna Divit story is just this really amazing thing that, again, when I talk about how we're trying to juxtapose this into the myths of the new world, it just happened. They both messaged me independently about these directions, and it was like, holy crap, yes, let's absolutely do that. So again, my players are amazing. Death, definitely. Let's see. Divit seems to be leaning toward a predilection for death. while his sister has become a newly minted agent for life. It's going to play into the strife in the group, do you think? And it will lead to the Feyfall that's coming. It will certainly factor into the events of the Feyfall that are coming. How it will play out in the group, I would say, is not actually up to me. The players will decide that. I think tonight we actually got to see that for a little while, this new relationship between them. That's stuff like that is some of my favorite. I mean, that's live character narrative build. It gives me the tickles. You guys can use a 3D printer. Munge is offering his 3D printer, so now we might have to talk to Munge. Linear part of the world. Thanks for getting my name correct. One of the very few to face it. Boom! Kyle, my last name is McClenahan, so I've gotten a lot of McClellans, Maclenans. It gets butchered a lot. So, bro, I'm glad I was right and that I didn't butcher your name. Green screen, overhead cam onto the table. Yeah, that could happen. I mean, I've got a big giant touchscreen monitor right there, so we could put that thing on the table. I mean, we've got some options. Watch time. Oh, thank you for throwing that up there. That's right. We're right around 2 hours, so I'm probably going to be wrapping this up here pretty soon. I'm going to scroll through and see if there's any dope questions. I'm going to do this like a lightning round. Last chance. If you got Q's, I got A's. Here we go. True, if you're just down 70, you can overplay Brian. That's true. I'll smoke to that. Rest in power. Martha, R.I.P., girl. We love you, Martha. Double T, roll 32 projector under the table. Not a bad idea. 70-inch display. Heck yeah. Green screen be cheaper, though. And we do have green screen. I'm loving this. The buds are great. Last name's McKinney. Oh, did I do it wrong?
He said that he gets his name.
Oh, okay. He gets his name mixed. I got you. I'm sorry. Spicy noob. I know what it is, and I'm saying it wrong anyway. My wife's maiden name's... Oh, really? That's, yeah. I'm sure my uncle probably had sex with her brother. And then somehow they had I don't know, the bloodline, when you start going back where the family's at, it gets pretty thick. Try having the last name. See, Dr. Luigi, I bailed. Did you see me on that? He was like, try having the last name, and then I just whiffed. Didn't even try it. Boom. Catch me outside. That's because you know how to say it. Bailey. Rigged. Here we go. Hell yeah. Call me spicy all you want. You spicy noob. I like my noob spicy. I don't know about you guys. Rip hit. All right, guys. Well, look, we're here for 2 hours. I honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us. Like I said, I apologize. But the only thing that's great is now we're going to have a nice long sesh next week. And, you know, it's Dungeons and, what was that again? Dragons! Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We're going to end this thing the same way we always do. We're going to take these lighters. Mine has a lightning bolt and a D20 on it. It's all like... We're going to take these lighters. We're going to hold them up in the air. And we're going to go, lighters up. Thanks so much for playing D&D with us, guys. We fucking love you. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. every week. Ooh. A fireside chat with Bam.